Welcome back to It's Your Environment. I'm George Curtis, and we're talking about the Audubon Society, internationally, nationally, but everything that's really important and gets done is on a local level. It's all pretty local, and we've got a very, very active group of people here in Winnebago Audubon. Our next guest is somebody I see at the YMCA. I see him at the annual Wild Ones seminars here. He's obviously very active in Audubon type activities, and he's a not very retired teacher from Rosendale teaching biology, and his name is Dave Moon. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, George.
For being retired, you've got a lot of irons in the fire, don't you?
Yes, like to have a lot of activities going on, and I enjoy doing a lot of things with Audubon.
And you live, as I understand it, on beautiful water right here in the Winnebago County area, and get to see birds and other wildlife on a daily basis.
Yes, that's one of the enjoyments of living near the water, and in Winnebago County there's a lot of wildlife. It makes life very enjoyable.
Well, I'm sure you have meetings at Audubon, and maybe we'll learn out a little more about that in a few minutes from Janet. But besides meetings, you have some real hands-on activities. Tell us about some of them.
Well, one of the activities that we're very much involved with is the area called Sullivan's Woods. It's a property owned by the Oshkosh School District, and it's been in existence for over 25 years. And every spring we have approximately 600 fourth grade students come out to explore this woods. There are wooded areas, there are prairie areas, there's a 8-mile creek, so they get to look at water and organisms there, whether it's insects or birds, of course, and various other things. As we look at the activities out there that Audubon is involved with, we help to guide some of the student groups. There are volunteers, again, from our group that take small groups of students where there might be a classroom of 60 students, and as a group that would be way too large to go as one unit. So we have volunteers that take smaller groups and explore. They may be doing orienteering, they may be insect identification, tree identification, but just being out of the classroom, out of the seats, is a good experience for kids, and appreciation for wildlife and nature in general.
Well, you mentioned 8-Mile Creek. Every spring, when the water's a little bit high so I don't have to work so hard, I try to pile my family into canoes. We put the canoes in on Elo Road, and then we go through 8-Mile Creek, through must be the edge of Sullivan.
It is, yes.
And the Bradley Marsh, and we wander down. It joins another creek that comes out of Rush Lake. And when we get down to Highway 91, we pull out and hope there's somebody there to pick us up in our canoes. It's a wonderful trip, and it's amazing the wildlife you see in that area.
Yes, there's an abundance of wildlife, from butterflies to birds to deer, sandhill cranes, and it's really a good experience for the kids out there. We help them to learn how to use binoculars properly, and so they can see the things up close and personal. Oftentimes, wildlife is wild, and when kids are out there and they're making noise, they're gone, or they're a distance away. So we have to have some way to
and the mentors from Audubon are volunteers, I assume.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. What are a couple of other activities?
Well, we also have sponsors that will pay a certain amount for a Audubon Adventures, which is a fun environmental newsletter that is provided to classes around Oshkosh. We sponsored, I believe, 23 classrooms last year, and we're always looking for sponsors for those newsletters. And kids enjoy them. They're age appropriate for 4th, 5th graders, and they are hopefully getting them in tune with the environment. And as a young kid looking at environmental issues, they become adults that are concerned and involved in environmental issues.
Well, the awareness that they would get from a project like Sullivan Woods and from the newsletters, we seem to have fewer and fewer young people today really aware of the out-of-doors, caring about the outdoors, fewer people who fish and fewer young people who hunt, and I think it's a lot to do with the way our population is getting more concentrated in the cities, and we've got to get these people caring that it matters, and it sounds like this organization really makes it matter.
Yeah, we've been involved for a number of years with Sullivan's Woods and with younger kids, but we've also recently got involved with high school kids coming out in the spring to help clean up Sullivan's Woods, and again get involved and kind of hit them again with the idea that the environment is important. And usually it's during Earth Day that the high schools have a program where they want to have students involved in that activity, and we have joined with the high schools to provide a means for that.
How do people join local Audubon Society?
Well, we have a website. It's www.winaudubon.org, and there are application forms there. It also has our calendar and a variety of other things, that activities that we're involved with.
You have meetings?
We have more activities. We've changed our format to be more active, and it seems like parents and kids come together to these activities and really like it and really get involved. We have had meetings, and we still do occasionally, but they're not on a regular monthly basis. It's more, we found that people like to get out and do things.
They like to be out of doors.
Exactly.
Even in the winter?
Yes. Well, we have winter activities where we'll take a trip to a marsh during the winter, or we'll go hiking someplace.
And we're so fortunate here in that we have literally thousands of acres of marsh and so much water and so many things that help all of the critters if we know how to manage properly. I think what you're doing is great. Appreciate the update. And Dave, good to see you again. We'll see you at the YMCA.
Okay.